What's up everyone, Dr. D here, and in this video we're talking about MFC number 719, which is Black Jackal. Alright, Black Jackal, awesome song. So what are we going to talk about? Well, let's take a look. It's definitely a lot easier, in fact, than well, okay, I take that back. I haven't even said it yet. It's a bit easier in some ways than my 701 or 718, which was Toy Box Factory, as in I don't have as many like tips and tricks. It's a lot more straightforward is what I want to say. It's debatable which one's harder, MFC. I might say Toy Box Factory is a little bit harder, but Black Jackal, it's a 15. And it definitely earns it. Alright, let's get started. I'll stop it when I need to. Alright, so those first 20 steps, they start on blues. So add helper steps. That's what I'm doing here. And you will always see I utilize the center panner whenever I'm doing helper steps. Alright, so how do we time that first one? That first... So, in fact, I just really go by the music. It's one of those songs where the music is strong enough that I can just use the music as my cue and do it. But if you're having trouble, you could throw a left foot blue note here and then get into it. I personally wouldn't like that because no matter what, you're ending on a yellow. So if you just like go a little bit later and treat it as if it's just a red, yellow, blue, just like a normal triplet, you might find that it's a little bit easier. So just go a little bit later, go to the music, and make it a triplet. Alright, let's keep going. Alright, unfortunately there's not really many tips I can give you for that part before, just the general tips that I always give. But if you're at this kind of level, you shouldn't have a problem with that. Alright, but luckily I do have some tips for this part right here. So the music is going to transition into this.
100 combos.
Alright, so it'll do that 3 times, 4 times, 2 times. I always can never remember that. Alright, now here's the first thing I'm going to say. Now you might notice if you just watch my Toy Box Factory, I told you that for every time I saw this, what did I do? I did a stream into it. Like, I did not just do dun dun dun. However, for this song, I don't add the helper step. I actually go for the gallop. Now, why do I do it? They're almost the same BPM. It literally doesn't make any sense. Last song I said that I needed to do it, where this song I'm like purposely going on my way not to do it. What gives? Alright, so for this one, there's 2 things going on for it. Number 1, the music is just crisp and good, and it's like bum ba-dum ba-dum bum bum. You can like really feel it, so I don't really need to do a stream into it. That's number 1. Number 2, it's not the exact same as the other ones. So like if this was Toy Box Factory, most of them would be a left down and then a down left. These are actually changing. So one, it makes it a little bit harder to add helper steps into this. I mean, if I was going to do it, I would do a left down, up. But it's your prerogative. But for me, it's a little bit easier to time if you're changing the last step, so it doesn't feel like you're doing that. Alright, so that's why I don't do it here. But I do a lot of foot switching. You see that? Yeah. So you have to do a lot of foot switches in this part. This one you don't. This one you do. You should be able to recognize patterns like this, that when you see a left down to a down right, and that's in a gallop format, you gotta know that that's a foot switch, pivot, so whatever you want to call it. Alright, so this is repeats from earlier on, but like I said, treat these like if it's a red, yellow, blue, and you'll be able to do it. Go to the music and you should be fine. Just hit it at the same beat as you would a red, blue, red, yellow, blue. Okay. Alright, so this finishes the first half, so we're going to go to the second half, which is much more tricky. Alright, we're in it now. So let's see. The first one, easy, but no, I'm sorry, it's not easy. This is what we just did before. So once again, we're gonna have to gallop into it. And then this one, you'll see I let go of it because I know that if I cross over, it's gonna give me a bad time later. You know, I've told you before, like you cheat once, you gotta cheat twice. So I know that I have to hit that with the left, but luckily, half seconds long enough to let go to still hold a freeze, so there's no worry there. Alright. Alright, now here's the first one. Now, you gotta cross that over. You don't really have a choice here. You just gotta really throw your leg over. Look at that. Look at that. Just gotta throw that sucker over. Yeah, that's it. Just gotta throw it over. And then go into it. Alright, now this is the final one. So like there's 4 segments, whatever you want to call it. And this is the final one. So once again, this one would kind of be a good candidate to do the helper step here, but I don't think I do. Yeah, I don't do it. Alright, so this one is tough because we're going to throw ourselves over here, but then we're immediately galloping here. The best thing I can say is what I've already been saying. You gotta get this out of your mind. Like, people freak out. It's like, oh, it's yellow, it's blue, there's no red. Like, people want to see that red. There's no red, I'm sorry. So what do? Just pretend it is. Pretend that this is a red, yellow, blue. And you can do that by just listening to the music, because the music will follow the same beats as if it were. Just it's happening slightly later. You gotta trick your mind. It's a mental game. I've said 100 times, even in my old DDR for Dummies series, that like DDR is like mostly a mental game. So you gotta trick yourself in believing that that is just a red, yellow, blue, and then this would be, I guess, red, yellow, right? Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Yeah. All right. So throw it over once again. You gotta throw that sucker over. And then gallop into it. And then
200 combos.
hold on.
200.
Okay, one more note. This jump at 185, it is positioned in a way where you just got to remember to put your right foot up here. I don't know why, but my first couple times playing it, I always put my left foot up there, but that was just the one thing. Okay, anyways, we're going into an easier section, so I'm going to let it play for a while.
200 combos.
Basically a repeat of what happened a little bit earlier, so let's keep going. In this part, just tap it out, look at the helper steps. This is also kind of a repeat, so I'm not going to stop it here. We're just going to play through it. Oh, that's so cool. Alright, but it goes to the music, and it's just a stream. So it's a stream that ends in a dun dun dun. So dun dun dun. And then it goes into a gallop. It's a little bit hard to time, but with practice you can get it. And then it gallops into a jump. And then it's there. Once in a while, I might actually just maybe if you can try it. You could actually just do the left up jump and then bracket jump this one, so you can have favorable position going into this section. You'll notice I'm not crossing over for the blue and reds. I am just double stepping all of those.
400 combos.
Alright, here's like the final section, and you're gonna notice that all 4 of my perfects are there. I did that on a gold cab. I still really wasn't used to the gold cab timing, but I got 4 at like the last like 15% of the song. Kind of embarrassing. This was like that. Yeah, it was my second try on a white cab. I hadn't even played it before. Hold on a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5. You'll notice that I never even played it. This was the second play of the day. I like screwed up really early on my first play, and then I just ran it back and I got it. But I never played it on my white cab before, so white cab really did help me out for this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, so we're gonna do more of those crossovers that we love so much. I hate that so much. Yeah, this is what Legend of Max, but thankfully it's slower. So if you can do Legend of Max, you can do this. Did I cross over there? No, I'm double stepping the blues. All right, but this one, so I'm actually in an unfavorable position here, but I still make it work. Look at that, just the toe hits it, and then back over. And you really got to cross over so that you got to follow the. You don't want to do a lot of double stepping here because like you need to be on the left foot on the up arrow here, or you're gonna have a bad time. All right, and if you made it this far, you should be golden. This is the last up cross. So if you can get that, which we already did, I think once, then you just swing it back over. And then here's the final section, just the final stream. Yes, there's a crossover there. I know that's like exactly something else, but I can't put my finger on what it is, but you've seen it 100 times. Alright, 502 combos, so it's 2 steps more than Toy Box Factory. Alright, and that does it. So that's my Black Jackal MFC, and that's the breakdown and tips. It's a lot shorter than the Toy Box Factory, and I hope you guys found it helpful. If you have any more questions, leave them down below. I am going to be doing more commentaries coming up, so be sure to like, favorite, subscribe. You know what this Dr. D is going to say. Alright, peace. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. Be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. If you like what I do and want to be notified whenever I upload or go live, subscribe and hit that bell icon. If you really love me, consider pledging on Patreon to enjoy exclusive benefits. Lastly, keep the DDR discussion going by joining my Discord community, linked below. Thanks again, and peace.